Some of you guys may not like this, but here's the tea. Your spending problem can only be fixed by you. Curious why you keep overspending just after a few minutes on social media? I'm here to show you why this happens and how to keep your finances in check. Spoiler alert, it's not as hard as you think. You're listening to Priceless Tay, and we're here to combat financial literacy, ensuring young people financially thrive, not just survive. I'm pumped, really excited about today's episode, which dives into a topic that all too many of us are familiar with, and that's how social media influences our spending habits, especially among Gen Z. If you've ever felt the urge to splurge on that luxurious vacation or must-have item after scrolling through Instagram, you're not alone. In fact, I'm not gonna lie, I did this just a few days ago. I saw a viral lip stain, and meanwhile, I do have lip glosses and stuff, but I don't have a lip stain, and I thought it would be super practical, easy to use, and I bought it. And did I necessarily need it? No. Was I definitely influenced? Absolutely. And I've found out through the years of being on social media as well too, different ways to help combat that. And I'm going to explore that in this episode, the ways that I do it. And we're going to explore why this actually happened in the first place and how to keep our finances in check together. Because, girlies, I'm a natural spender as well. Maybe you're not listening to this, saving, you're a natural saver. Okay, get off the episode. No, I'm just kidding. This will definitely help you as well too. A lot of these tips help both parties. And finally, out of my personal favorite topic out of this whole entire episode, we also cover how to stop that urge to add to cart and proven strategies that will keep your wallet in check over time. Proven by me, meaning I do these strategies. So you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn at Priceless Tay. Summer is upon us, and it's about to be the best one yet. Why? Because this summer, you're feeling yourself and are ready to be a freak in the sheets. A freak in the sheets, Tay? Are you serious? I know you're absolutely dying to be a freak in the sheets this summer. And that's why I present to you Priceless Tay's budget template. Get down and dirty in the sheets. Go from broke to bougie. And take control of your money instead of it controlling you this summer. Go to pricelesstay.com/budget template to learn more. Check it out. First up, let's talk about the luxury trap. Social media often presents an unrealistic image of luxury and affordability. Over a third of people admit to overspending to keep up with what they see on social media. And again, I'll raise my hand. I was definitely there some years back. Influencers flaunt designer clothes, exotic vacations, and high-end experiences. Before we know it, we find ourselves justifying that pricey handbag or the spontaneous getaway that wasn't planned for, convinced that it's just par for the course in our social circles. So in 2020 and in 2021, I was definitely in the more high consumerism mode. I am a natural spender. A ton of my money went to a ton of different things that I currently don't even have. I moved 3 times in 2023 and got rid of so much stuff, including a lot of those things I bought after seeing those trendy kitchen organizers on social media, things like that. I do love a good system on organization, but now I have almost none of that stuff left. And when it comes to makeup, skincare products, and similar items, I have a whole bunch that I haven't really used much. And I woke up. I had this awakening. As I was decluttering, I almost threw it all out. But then I thought, hang on a second. I realized I had a sunk cost fallacy feeling like I should keep it because I spent the money on it. And, I did. I ended up putting it all in bins in my closet. And actually, I am glad that I did that because I've gone back to it a few times in circumstances where I didn't think that I would use it again, or I would run out of a product and then go to that bin and be like, oh, I actually have this product here. It might not be my favorite, but I'm going to use it because I have it. It's a lesson in not letting impulse buys control your spending. It's a vicious cycle that can quickly spiral out of control if we're not mindful. The next time you find yourself tempted by this allure of luxury, it doesn't even have to be luxury, just products on social media, pause and ask yourself, is this really within my means, or am I falling victim to the carefully curated trap? Next, let's pivot to the core of today's topic. How the hell can you actually take control of your impulse spending habits? Stay tuned after the break. Make sure to check out the show notes for links to everything we talk about in this episode at pricelesstay.com/7. Now that we've explored how social media can fuel our spending habits through luxury allures and the FOMO frenzy, let's dive into some actionable ways to cut down on impulse spending. It's time to take control of our finances and make mindful decisions that align with our financial goals. One of the most effective ways to curb impulse spending is to implement this 24-hour rule. When you see something you like, whether it's on Amazon or any other store, resist the urge to add it to your cart immediately and buy it. Instead, take a pause and wait 24 hours. This gives you the chance to think about the purchase and determine if it's something you truly need or just a fleeting desire. And you'd be surprised how often that urge to buy fades after a day. And I want to say, when you add to the cart, some of you may or may not know that these companies have abandoned cart sequences, is what they're called in the business aspects of things. So if it's left in the cart for 12 hours, 24 hours, or 48 hours, you might get an email if they have your email or SMS saying like, hey, you have this in your cart. Here's 15% off of your purchase. And they have a minimum that they definitely want to make. And so they're just going to keep on, some companies, not all obviously, are just going to keep on like sprinkling little discounts here and there to try and get you to check out. So that's one strategy that I really like there that I end up using. Another strategy I use is to create like a wish list. Whenever you come across something you want, add it to a list instead of buying it right away. This not only helps you keep track of items you're interested in, but also gives you time to consider if you really need them. Plus, it's a great way to compile a gift idea for birthdays or holidays. I mean, who was the one who came up with wedding registries or like baby registries? Like, why don't we have this running list of like what Taylor wants in her life registry? Because that's really what I have built at the end of the day. It's this. So I actually use it in the place that I hold my notes. And I have shared it with some people in my life in the case that they're confused on what to get for a particular circumstance, or they want a special treat me type thing, any sort of something like that. It's a great one, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, I haven't really seen the best. It hasn't really seen the light of day too much, but it still gets that dopamine fix as if you were to buy something, which is fun. This next one is huge, 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 huge. Set a monthly budget for discretionary spending. Establishing a monthly budget for discretionary spending can help you stay within your means. Determine a reasonable amount you can spend on non-essential items each month and stick to it. This way, you can enjoy occasional treats without going overboard. DM us on Instagram, Best Budget, if you need help getting started with a budget. That's one word, Best Budget. Okay, here's another big one. Retailers love to send promotional emails and notifications that tempt you with sales and new arrivals. Unsubscribe from these emails and turn off notification to reduce the temptation. Out of sight, out of mind. I actually have a separate email for all of the shopping stuff because I've used to find that it going into the main email and then there's like a crazy sale going on. It's Black Friday, Independence Day, or some other sale that's typically good to be like, oh, I should get these now. And it feels like scarcity because I'm not sure when I'm going to see that discount. Instead, now I have a separate email address where I intentionally actually subscribe for these things, not only get the 10 to 15% off coupon that I can pretty much use whenever if I decide that I need something and then I go out and get it. But really, the goal and point here is that instead of there being a coupon to say, like, oh, maybe I should go and purchase this now. No, no, no. You have that wish list that says, these are the items that I'm actually looking at. You're ready to buy them. You go into that email address that's specific to all these promotions and stuff. And then you find the coupon or deal for that particular item. And if it's not a necessity, maybe wait it out a little bit longer and you know that you want to buy it, you saved up for it, it's ready to go. Like that has been super, super helpful in my own life. And I hope it is for yours too. I want you to take some time to reflect on what triggers your impulse spending. Is it boredom, that doom scrolling? Is it stress or social media? Understanding your triggers can help you develop strategies to manage why you're even doing this in the first place. So, for instance, if social media is your trigger, limit your screen time or follow accounts that inspire financial responsibility or comedy or entertainment instead of just consumerism. I know because I definitely loved those accounts that were all ASMR, Amazon stuff, and it was just click, 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 click. I loved it. I still love watching them today too. But if you're somebody who likes a challenge, make sure to continue doing that and consider implementing a no spend challenge for a set period like a week or a month. During this time, avoid all non essential purchases. This can help you reset your spending habits and make you more aware of how often you're tempted to buy things. We have a no spend challenge for you. If you go to the show notes, pricelesstay.com/7. You'll be able to download our no spend challenge. And I used to run these all the time, and it's definitely a challenge if you're somebody listening to this episode that feels like you struggle a lot in this area, but it's well worth the challenge and it's so rewarding, and hopefully it can make a big impact, positive impact within your finances. Last but not least, reward yourself for sticking to your budget and resisting impulse purchases. It doesn't have to be a monetary reward. It could be a relaxing day at the park, a movie night at home, or a special homemade meal. Positive reinforcement can motivate you to continue making wise financial decisions. For example, if you have a pet, giving them a little treat here and there nowadays, taking them on a walk, doing things that they love with them. Do the same for you. Cutting down on impulse spending takes conscious effort and practice, but it's entirely possible with the right strategies in place. By implementing these actionable tips, you'll not only save money, but also develop healthier spending habits that will benefit you in the long run. Remember, it's all about making mindful choices and staying committed to your financial goals. For everyone looking for an actionable plan to hold themselves accountable, DM no spend, that's one word, NO spend, to us on Instagram, and we'll send you a free no spend tracker to help you stay on track. This tracker is a great way to monitor your spending habits and ensure you're not letting FOMO dictate your financial choices. Make sure to check out the show notes for all the links that we talk about, including that no spend challenge in this episode at pricelesstay.com/7. As a reminder, you're listening to Priceless Tay, and we're here to combat financial illiteracy, ensuring young people financially thrive, not just survive. Let's shift gears and talk about this little thing I'm sure you are all familiar with: FOMO, aka fear of missing out. FOMO is a major factor driving overspending, especially among our generation. I mean, can you blame us? We are constantly bombarded with everyone else's life and what they are doing pretty much 24/7, unless you're one of those who live off the grid. You're probably not listening to this episode. It's like a never-ending highlight reel of vacations, parties, new tech, and new trending clothing pieces or skincare or makeup products. It's really no wonder we feel like we're missing out if we're not keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up with the latest trends and experiences. But here's the tea. This constant comparison and the urge to keep up can seriously mess with our finances. Kim on TikTok makes a great point here. Let's hear what she has to say.
I used to be somebody who would get FOMO a lot. I mean, a lot. And I'm going to help you and teach you the number one mindset and mentality that has helped me switch from this like FOMO mindset back into my power. First thing you need to realize is that FOMO almost always stems from fear, like fear of missing out. And so when you realize what this fear is, you will also be able to conquer it. Usually the fear like a FOMO is you are fearing something that is going to happen that hasn't happened yet. So you are fearing that like you're going to miss out on like some form of emotion or like experience that other people are going to have and you're not going to have that. A lot of the time you will literally make up scenarios of things that are happening or experiences that people are having to validate why you are having this FOMO. And the thing that has really helped me is realizing that I am always meant to be at the right place at the right time. And that is something that I genuinely believe with my entire heart and being, okay? Like if you are meant to be somewhere, you are going to be there. And if you are not meant to be there, then you are not going to be there. Instead of putting all your energy into like the what ifs, what are other people experiencing, how much fun are other people having, start focusing back onto you, because this FOMO is like a fear of what other people are experiencing and a lack of emphasis on you. You have to have your own space, your own inner peace, your life that you genuinely love, so that when somebody else goes out and has fun or like that doesn't take away from your life. And you're not going to have FOMO because you're going to be like, okay, they're out there doing their own thing, they're having fun, but I'm over here in my energy, in my space, and I'm having fun too, and I'm doing what's meant for me. Instead of putting all your focus on like the what ifs and like what is happening for other people, shift the focus back into yourself, because every single time that you choose yourself and put your energy on yourself, things change for your highest good.
Here's the hard truth. Much of what we see on social media is meticulously crafted, and it's an illusion. It's one that glosses over the financial realities and sacrifices required to sustain such lifestyles. And I believe we're seeing this kind of happen more so over the years than less. But by chasing these mirages, we risk sacrificing our own financial well-being and long-term goals from some videos that we see online. So what's the solution here? It starts with awareness, recognizing the powerful influence social media has, whether that's good or bad. Not trying to shame all the social media. I'm very much so grateful for it. But there needs to be a realization on our spending habits and consciously reframing our perspective. It means cultivating gratitude for the richness that already exists within our lives beyond the curated feeds that so often dictate our desires. Practice mindfulness when it comes to your spending, set realistic budgets, and consider alternative, more affordable options that align with your values and your financial goals. Ultimately, the key here is to take control of our narratives and not let the internet or social media dictate our financial well-being. By breaking free from the luxury trap and combating the FOMO frenzy, we can reclaim our financial freedom and live lives guided by our own authentic desires, not carefully curated illusions that so often lead us astray. Thanks for listening to Priceless Tay. Be sure to like, subscribe, and give us a review wherever you listen to this podcast. And share this with a girly, broski, or a homie. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Priceless Tay. If you'd like to ask us about your personal finances, whether that's diving deep into the sheets or advice on a money story, leave us a voice memo, contact@pricelesstay.com, or go to pricelesstay.com/ask-pricelesstay. Please rate Priceless Tay wherever you listen to the show. Listen, when you rate the show, it helps reach more people, which there's a lot of people who want to thrive and not just survive. So help the community around you by rating the show.